You're watching Dodgers Digest here on this Thursday morning. I'm Mike Nelson here with Brad J talking Dodger baseball. What a big W yesterday for our Dodgers over the D-backs. Magic number is 1. How you doing today, Brad?
I'm doing good. It only took, what was it, like 30 pitchers to get through
I
that
know, that's
game?
insane, man. It's crazy.
Well, that was a small village pitching yesterday
Yeah.
for the Dodgers. I
And
mean, did Dave Roberts get smart? Sasaki? We talked about Sasaki coming out of the bullpen.
I know, but I was more surprised with Clayton Kershaw coming out.
Yes.
That was a
No.
shock for me. Clayton Kershaw in the ninth inning. I mean, that was incredible. I mean, I did not
What?
expect to see that.
I mean, and that's the thing. Look, Doc says he's got to find use for him. He knows that there was no way that you're going to put Kershaw as a starter during the postseason. There's just no way because you can't take that chance on those first inning blues, and where he'd give up 4 runs. I mean, he's pitched great, but it's that one game where you really need him to not do that, and you can't control that. So I like the idea. Bring him out of the bullpen. You just got to get one inning. It's this different mindset. He doesn't have to think about, all right, I got to stay calm through this first inning. No, that's your own inning. That's your own one you're doing. So I like it. I like what they're doing there.
Yeah, and then I think this kind of changes a little bit the outlook for the Dodgers bullpen, right? I mean, you have Kershaw coming in because the Dodgers bullpen, as we know, is just a mess right now, right? The last 2 days have been bad to watch. I mean, the Dodgers blew a big lead yesterday,
Oh,
and Tanner Scott didn't pitch, by the way, but still, it was
yeah.
still a bad way to let the lead go and end up in extra innings. So Kershaw, hopefully, is going to help out a little bit this Dodgers bullpen.
Yep.
And then now Roki Sasaki. What did you think about him coming back?
I was saying that, though. I've been saying that for the last 3, 4 weeks, saying, hey, when that comes back, you're not going to put him in a starter role. And then the more the bullpen kept screwing up and blowing saves and doing what they're doing, made it an easy decision, I think, for the Dodgers. It's like, look, he's back. He's had trouble as a starter. Let's bring him in out of the bullpen. It can't hurt. What were you thinking when you saw Blake come into the game last night?
Oh man,
Were you scared?
yeah, I was. I definitely was.
I was like, no, not Blake. And then he came in and did good. So,
Yeah.
is this how he's going to be now? Is that the Blake we're going to see?
I mean, I hope so. I mean,
Does that keep him on the roster?
I mean, it's a really tough question, right? I mean, it's kind of like the with the question with with the Will Smith injury with Rushing and Rover, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that was another question that we had, and now with the Will Smith, potentially they were talking about how I think that was a big story that we didn't get a chance to talk about this week is him potentially not being ready for the playoffs. What do you think about that?
No, man. I think that's an entire possibility. I mean, the hairline fracture for Will, what does that mean? That he would have possibly 3 to 4 weeks from the injury. And that's like, what is it, 4 to 6 weeks for bones to heal. So he's not going to be that guy that he's been all season long. And it's going to take him a little bit. So you need to have a solid backup catcher, too, to be able to handle it. I think Rotvet has proven that he would be the number 2 when Will comes back, as far as I think that should go. But you're not even going to see Will until playoffs, and maybe not even the first postseason game. He might not even be in that one. It might be still the combo of Rushing and Rotvet.
Yeah, or not at all, right? I mean, that's that's
Yeah,
that's what they're talking about too. But I think Rovet, hitting the home run. What is it? Yes, a couple days ago, right? Hit a home run on
yeah, 2 days ago.
Tuesday, right? So hit his first home run with the Dodgers, and still picking up RBIs here and there. But yeah, that's going to be a big injury to keep an eye on. But I think the Dodgers bullpen, going back to the bullpen, is definitely going to be the one issue that I think we're going to have to solve if they're going to want to win if they're going to want to win a playoff series, right? That's going to be the question.
Yeah, and then, well, let me see. We got Craig going. Hi guys, what's up, Craig? Johnny Boy, John. Let's effing go, Big Blue. And then Craig, why take out Roki?
Yeah, I was
I
thinking
agree
that
with
too. Why didn't they just leave Roki
100%.
for like 3 more innings? Like he only came in and pitched one
He's
inning. Why didn't they just leave him in?
he's not a reliever.
Yeah,
Don't treat him like a reliever. The dude's a starter. So it's like he just did an inning and he looked solid. He was throwing 100 miles an hour.
yeah.
I mean, and he had commands. Like, why the f do you not leave him in for one more inning? Craig, I agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I mean, the Dodgers, of course, have had so many. I mean, I would have liked, like I said, keep
Yeah.
him in there the rest of the game. It was already the seventh inning, right, when he came in. Seventh inning, right?
Yeah.
Because of course, yesterday Blake Snell got the start and it looked pretty good, right? I mean, I think we had to talk about Blake Snell. He looked pretty good yesterday against Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple little issues. I mean, he was one of those. It wasn't his best outing. It wasn't his worst outing. It was kind of like medium to good because he did give up some hits, but he got out of it. I mean, he wiggled out of a lot of stuff that he kind of started on his own, and he settled down after the first couple of innings, right?
Yeah,
So I think that's not the best that he can pitch, but still, he pitched enough to be able to keep the Dodgers in it. But man, that thing could have went south quick. Man, that was a rough 10th inning, the bottom of the 10th right there.
yeah, it was definitely a really really rough inning for sure. And luckily the Dodgers were able to kind of get through it. And yeah, I mean this whole game was just so many different angles, and I mean, I just think the Dodgers should have easily won this game if you think about it. I mean, they had a comfortable 4-1 lead. This should have never went to extra innings. And
No,
that's
no, it
where
should
I
not have.
think we have to kind of talk about that. How the Dodgers really should have won
Yeah.
this game in 9 innings.
Well, in the game before that, that should not have been a Dodger loss
Oh
either.
yeah,
That should have been a Dodger
Tuesday.
win.
Yeah,
It should be easily the first two games should be Dodger wins. And
yeah,
I heard the TV announcer say for what was it, Arizona. Wow, the Diamondbacks are really going to think about this one for a long time.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, like yesterday, like the Dodgers about the walk off. Yeah, we thought about that too. Like, that's just how you if you see enough baseball games, you'll see crazy stuff happens. And for Arizona to just needing the win to secure a spot in, that was pretty big last night to get the win.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the Dodgers basically. I mean, the D-backs are not mathematically eliminated yet, but that was
No.
a big win against them, right? Because Arizona's a game
Yep.
behind the Mets, and they need every win they could get. They could have been tied with the Mets right now. So yeah, and I think the Dodgers want to knock the D-backs out, right? That's what makes today's game super important. Because I don't think the Dodgers want to face the D-backs. I mean, we've already seen a couple crazy games against these guys, and it seems like the Dodgers
Yeah.
are having problems with these players.
Yeah, I agree. And that was a tough one. Here's one from Rumar Spencer says could have slipped away in the 10th, but thanks to Kershaw, Roki, Trinan, and Robleski finishing it. Whatever it takes to help our struggling bullpen, I'm all for Clayton, Roki, and possibly Sheehan as well. Thanks, Rumor. I
Yeah,
mean, I agree.
Robleski was
I
great.
agree on that.
Robleski came in, closed the game out on the 11th. He was really good.
And he was fired up because he had a rough outing. I
Yeah,
think the last game he pitched before that outing.
yeah,
So I'm sure he was ready to prove that he could do what he did. But I'll tell you, man, when Trinan comes in, I'm not gonna lie. I was all, not Blake, don't bring Blake back now. But okay. No matter what, we have to look at this. It's all about winning the series. So it's a 3-game series. You want to win 2 games, 4-game, 3, whatever. So that's what the Dodgers have to do. We could get all caught up in game by game, but when it comes down to it, look, they've already earned a spot in the postseason. So no matter what they did these last 6 games, it was all about placement for them anyway. So it really doesn't matter when it comes down to it. They earned a postseason spot. If they stumble going into it and then they crush it in the wild card and they move on, they win a World Series, it'll be the greatest comeback ever, I guess, of a team. But you just have to kind of look at it that way too. For the Dodgers, they already knew they're in, so Doc's going to do things that we don't agree with, and he did a lot of things recently that we don't agree with.
Now, you were asking me about Blake Trinan, and also we have to talk about, Blake Trinan, Tanner Scott, and Kirby Yates. Those are the 3 guys that I think people have concerns with. How do you put these guys on the playoff roster, right? I think that's the question everybody has, right? Those 3 players, how do they end up on the roster?
Well, you got to look at the numbers, okay? So if you're going to move, you got Kershaw there now. So
Yeah.
who goes and who comes in, who does what? Because that's what you got to start figuring out right now. And I think that the Dodgers have to take a different approach to this season or to the postseason that they did last year. Once again, you and I talked about this, Mike, a million times. Like the Dodgers did not have any starting pitching, but they had lights out bullpen last year. Not the case this year. Solid starting pitching and bullpen, you don't know. So you've got to think outside the box if you're the Dodgers at this point and decide what you want to do. Like, I like the idea of bringing Sasaki in. I like the Kershaw idea. I didn't think you had to use as many pitchers. I thought Sasaki definitely could have done two. I think Sheehan, maybe he's an addition to that too as well. But when the postseason starts, you can't just throw Blake out there and Tanner Scott because you want them to feel good about themselves and you want to build their confidence back up. No freaking way. It's the postseason game where every game counts. You can't do that. So if you're going to do it now, do it now. But my goodness, win the West and let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the Dodgers really got to win this division. But I mean, come on, the magic number's now 1. There's 4 games to go. I mean, the Dodgers, you got to feel confident that the Dodgers are going to win the National League West, especially with San Diego dropping that game yesterday and the Dodgers winning. It really made things a lot easier. So I'm not too concerned now about the division. I was a little bit worried going into yesterday after the Dodgers blew that game on Tuesday and San Diego won on Tuesday night. But now you're feeling a little bit better about that. You're feeling a lot better, I should say. But yeah, I think the bullpen, like people are saying Kirby Yates on the injury list, but could potentially be healthy for the playoffs. They're not saying he's done for the season. So that's why I'm saying there is going to be a decision to be made by Dave Roberts on who's going to be left on the roster and who's not, and who you're going to move to the bullpen, right? Now you have Kershaw and Roki, a couple guys that I think could be added to that bullpen, and maybe these other 3 guys that we're talking about are going to be left out, which I think would be fine because they have not pitched very good. Tanner Scott has been one of the biggest disappointments for this year. Tuesday, another disastrous collapse against the Dbacks, and it's just unacceptable. He leads the league in blown saves, right? And that alone I think should be enough for the Dodgers to make the decision to not have him on the playoff roster, even if he's 100% and feels good. I think the Dodgers have to make the tough decision to leave Scott off the roster.
Yeah, and that's a tough decision too. But you know what? With Yamamoto pitching today, and being that it's a day game today before they travel to Seattle, I think that's massive in itself. You don't realize how one game is so important. It's very important because if the Dodgers manage to just grab the division with the win today, get that magic number that they're looking for, you got Yamamoto on the mound. For F's sake, please, offense, show up for Yamamoto and give him some runs. My goodness. But if you do that, you take care of it today, that sets you up, like you were saying, I think a few days back, so where Seattle doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So now you got 3 games against Seattle. Now you can bring Tanner out. Now you can bring Blake out a little bit more and put him in some leverage situations about a team that's damn good, too.
Yeah, very good.
See how they do, because now you can experiment a little bit with the last 3 games because you take care of it today. That's why today's freaking game is so pivotal for the Dodgers to take the win with Yamamoto on the mound. Definitely. And I can see Sasaki coming back in again today too as well, especially with Yamamoto on the mound.
I mean, come on, Brad. We have to win today and have a party in the pool, right? I mean, this is the last chance we're going to have to win and have a party at the Chase Field pool. And come on, are they going to turn the pool off again for us?
They do. They actually patrol it ever since the Dodgers. I don't know what year was that. I forget.
It was a lot. I remember because Yasiel Puig was on the team. That's all I remember.
Yeah. And so they all went into the pool to celebrate them, moving on. And Diamondbacks got so pissed off.
They were pissed off.
Yeah, we're not letting that happen again. So every time the Dodgers could clinch it or do something, in the end, they put on extra patrol. And I don't know, a lot of people know this, patrol on that pool so Dodgers do not jump in that pool, which is absolute bull.
Come on.
Players have fun. That just shows you're just a little bitter.
Well, they're sore losers. The D-backs are sore losers because they've never won anything. I mean, they did win the World Series like a long time ago, but I'm just saying recently this team has not done much. Went to the World Series, flash in the pan World Series kind of thing, and they're back to basically most likely not making the playoffs again. They're just jealous of the Dodgers, right?
That's why that's why it's another thing. Pivotal game, Yamamoto on the mound, steal the deal in the West, take the magic number out of the equation, have to be able to rest your last 3 guys or last 3 games, let those guys go, and eliminate Arizona all in the same win.
Yeah,
that's
come on.
Good thing. That's a good thing. That's why today needs to happen the proper way.
Yeah, because if the Dodgers don't win today, then obviously they're not clinching today, right? Because San Diego's off, so the magic number would stay at 1.
Yeah.
And then it would have to be tomorrow or, this weekend in Seattle. In Seattle, it would have been a little bit worse if Seattle was still playing for the division. It looks like they're going to lock up the American League West soon. They're still trying to play for that number 1 seed, right? They have the opportunity to be the best team in the American League. But it's not as important as we thought it might have been because the Astros, as we know, have been a complete disaster as of late, losing, 5 in a row? They might fall out of the playoffs. So Seattle might not be as, I would say motivated or won't be as the same Mariners team that we could have saw. But still, I mean, you got to try to just lock up the division as soon as possible. So the last 3 days of the season can just be, resting some guys. I mean, Ohtani might finally get a couple days off or a day off, right? I mean, I think Ohtani needs a day off, right? I think we really need to give Shohei a day off.
Yeah, that would be nice to give him a day off because the guy could definitely use it. He's been playing so much, and you expect him just to be doing what he does every single day. Well, you got to give him that to refresh him up, and maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know. I like him still playing. I think the Dodgers got to continue to play, and they got to continue to fight it out, man. And I don't like a lot of breaks, more on the pitchers than anything.
Well, we're not going to get much breaks, and we're playing Tuesday.
No, you are not going to get much.
I mean, the season ends Sunday, and then Tuesday night at Dodger Stadium, we're going to be hosting the wild card round, so it's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and this guy says, I play an expert on the interweb. Seriously, the offense needs to show up for Yamamoto. It's not even funny anymore. Yeah, it's not. It's becoming a point now where it's frustrating to see that continue to happen for the Dodgers. It's like, you guys cannot get hits when Yamamoto. What is it? What is it? The guy is keeping you in every single game, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Dodgers' offense is completely turned off every time Yamamoto's had a start. It's been an issue that they've been having, it seems like, all the second half of the year. And yeah, I mean, the offense has to show up this afternoon for Yamamoto. They really have to. I'm going to go a little bit here through the comments. I think we got Brad back now. You're back. You're back now.
I'm back. Thank you. What's going on with that? Okay.
I was just saying that the Dodgers really got to show up for Yamamoto. They haven't done it all year.
No, they do. They do. Like, come on. If you're going to pick a time to do it, how about now? How about now's the time you guys step up for Yamamoto?
Yeah.
Like when it really counts, right?
Yeah. This is when it really counts. I mean, to win the National League West today, I mean, it would really be super important. We got a comment. Here's a comment from Craig saying, "I bet Scott pitches today. Roberts wants his confidence restored." That's a big decision. Put Tanner Scott in before this series. I would wait on that. Yeah. I would put Tanner Scott until after we wrap up the division.
Yeah, no, you're not putting Tanner in this game.
Yeah, you're not.
If you're I'm sorry. If you're winning this game, you're using whatever gives you the best opportunity, whoever you feel gives you the best opportunity for the W. And I don't think in the leverage situation today you do that with Tanner. And you do that. And give Blake off, give a rest because he did good yesterday. Don't bring him in either.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think another reason why the Dodgers bullpen is the way it is right now has to be because they've just been overused, right? I mean, the Dodgers had to really use the bullpen a lot in the first half of the year with all the injuries, and I think it's just starting to finally catch up on the Dodgers. I mean, I think that's the truth of it. Really, it comes down to that, just overuse.
Yeah, overuse and then some, right? Here's one from Craig. He says, Ohtani wants 55 home runs. Yeah, because he already has the Dodgers franchise record from last year with 54.
Yeah.
So why the heck wouldn't you want to up that by one more? So, yeah, I thought that triple to lead off the game yesterday was going to be out of there. It would have been out of there in a lot of ballparks. Unfortunately, not in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, I think Arizona, as we know, is sometimes going to be tough to hit homers. It's a huge outfield. It's kind of a strange park. I've been there. It's indoors, but it's just a massive outfield. It's so big.
Yeah. It has to be indoors. It's 117 there in the summertime.
It's way too hot, man. Yeah. No, remember sometimes they do open the roof, though.
They do.
Remember the playoffs come around, they do open the roof, so, yeah.
They do when you get some good weather there, yeah.
Yeah, which is like once a year.
Yeah. I've done some events there where, man, it gets hot. It gets hot there.
But they were closed, the events you did, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
But still, do a skateboard event on a 117-degree day inside a skate park. Tell me that place with air conditioning or not. Right? So how about Pajes and his catches yesterday?
I know. It was crazy.
Dude, the first catch, man, he was running the wrong route. That was
Yeah.
for sure. He had broke to one side and then started going back to the left and was just able to reach that. So that if he would have flubbed that, that would have been huge right there because that was a big moment in the game. But then he got another good shot too and made a good catch. So I like Pajes doing what he's doing. But sometimes you see a little bit of a brain fart out there occasionally.
Yeah, and then did you see the catch also by Tommy Edman? He made a huge catch as well. Tommy it was 8th or 9th inning, right? Made a big catch.
Yeah, you know what we'd like to see about that is Tommy also getting the game, basically the game-winning RBI yesterday.
That's
in
true.
The 11th. That was huge. And that's what we want to see out of him because that's what he does. He is so solid when it comes to clutch situations and postseason like he was for the Dodgers last year. So it's like you'd love to see him get that same way right now as he gets into it because this is for him to just catch fire. I'm a little worried about Kiké, though. Kiké seems to be struggling a bit.
Yeah, he has struggled a little bit in this regular season, but I mean, come playoff time, he's a different player. Yeah. He's going to be on the playoff roster, and I'm sure he's going to get an opportunity to contribute. Right, we're going to see him play for the team. You know, I don't know if he'll start in the first round, but I think he's definitely going to get some time. You know, pinch hitting coming in later in the game because he has to. Right, I mean, Kiké Hernandez has just been so clutch for the Dodgers. In the last few years.
But how does he turn that on, Mike? That's the thing. Like, how can you be a career hitter that he's at, 250 or something like that or lower? Yeah. How can you be that but be able to turn it on every single year in the postseason?
Incredible.
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see when that switch turns on. Like the switch that got turned on in Mookie.
Yeah.
Look at how Mookie's playing right now.
Yeah. He's looking good right now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Should we thank JD Martinez for helping him out?
Yeah, we should.
Side,
we definitely
right?
should. And then we should definitely make sure we should ask those fans about trading Mookie Betts. Remember we had some fans come on here and trade Mookie Betts. I mean, that would have been a big mistake, I think.
Yeah, and also there's people that say move Mookie back to
that
right
too.
field.
Yeah. Well, I was one of those. Still yet to be seen for next year. I don't know.
But here's the thing: is it a bad decision? I don't think it is a bad decision. So it's like you're not wrong. People aren't wrong for saying he should go back to right field. How are you wrong saying a right field Gold Glover shouldn't go out to right field?
I mean, come on.
That's ridiculous. So, but he's just proven that he's an all-around guy and he can play anywhere.
Future Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about it. I mean, there's no doubt about that Mookie Betts is going to go to the Hall of Fame. I mean, come on. He's one of the best players of his generation.
First ballot.
Yeah, he has to. Ballot. The Dodgers have probably four future Hall of Famers on the same team, right? Well, I would say because we have Kershaw, we have Ohtani, we have Freeman, we have Betts. Who else we got? I mean, we have a lot of guys that are going to be in the Hall of Fame. It's pretty awesome. They're all on the same team.
Yeah, it's like Kershaw's going to be first round. So, give him 5 years. That dude will be in.
Yeah,
that's going to be awesome to see his speech. So. And what do you like him coming out of the bullpen? What's your thoughts on that? Because I know that you were hit and miss on Kershaw in the beginning. What's your thoughts on him now?
Yeah, I mean it is a bit of a different it's a different job for Kershaw. Something that that he's never really had. I mean, he has done it a few times in his career, right? Coming out of the bullpen, and now I think that's going to be his regular role for the Dodgers moving forward. And this season, like you said, he's had bad first innings. But outside of that, he's been pretty solid, right? I mean, he stayed healthy as well, which I think is key. I think Kershaw is actually fully healthy right now, right? Because this is not usually this time of year. Kershaw is so banged up that he ends up not being 100%, and we get the Kershaw in the playoffs that has lost a lot of games to the Dodgers. But this year he is healthy, so I guess you feel a little bit better. But I still would put Kershaw in, maybe 6th, 7th inning. I wouldn't put him in to close out a game. Like yesterday, I think it was a bit of a risk to put him in the 9th inning in a tie game. Because if he runs into trouble, he loses the game, right? I mean, he walks a few people, he gives up a double, and that's it. The game's over. So I don't know. I don't think he's a closer. I think maybe he's a setup guy, but I would not put him as a closer.
Yeah, I think it's a situational when you put him in. I think you got to look at who he's going against. He's a lefty, so you got to look at who he's going against, who has track record against him. So they're going to have all the numbers. So they're going to make that decision. Like, he would fit better here because he'd go against this guy, and this guy. Whether if I put him in later, he's got to face the top of the lineup. So I can see where it's got to be a case-by-case situation to put him in. But I like the long relief out of Roki. I don't think you got to pull him out of one. But, I mean, is that what he needs, that confidence for one inning to go out there and throw like he did and now feel like he is the pitcher that he's supposed to be? Do you think that helps him out by not putting him in for a second inning?
Well, I do think Roki Sasaki, if you're going to use him in long relief, he's going to have to do that sometime this weekend because he's a guy that's been out for so long. He's a rookie pitcher. So to all of a sudden, expecting to be a long relief pitcher in the playoffs, if he hasn't done it in the regular season, is going to be a tough task, right? I think if the Dodgers keep putting him in just for one inning in the next few days, that means he's going to be just pitching one inning in the playoffs then. They're not going to ever put him as a long relief. I don't think they're going to put him as a long relief for the first time ever in the playoffs. They're going to want to build him up, right? So I assume that this weekend, we might see Roki come in the 5th or 6th and try to pitch the rest of the game, right?
Yeah. Could you see him closing out a game? Could you see in a situation where, like, bullpen's beat up, he's one guy who's got some ready to go, and you need him, you want to close out this team, it's postseason, you can bring that dude in, much like, bringing Buehler in too as well, like when they did.
But do you do it if he hasn't done it in the regular season, though? That's the thing.
Oh, man. It depends if he's got command and he's throwing good and every outing is solid. I guess you have to look at that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, there's haters saying, oh, Sasaki should not be in the bullpen, should not have him in the bullpen. It's like, but we have Tanner Scott and Blake Trinan in the bullpen giving up games, and you're saying he should not come in there and those guys should be in there and keep getting sent out there? I don't know why you'd say that. I think that if his confidence is built up on facing major league hitters, which it seems like just the way he looked yesterday, I think that he's honestly can be a diamond in the rough for the Dodgers for sure out of the bullpen.
Yeah, and I mean, I think with all the hype behind the Roki Sasaki signing, I mean, remember all the videos we had to make on Roki in the offseason? It was a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we really hyped this guy up. Yeah, we really hyped this guy up. And eventually the Dodgers did get him. So, I mean, hopefully he does make a big contribution this year because it has been kind of a year for Sasaki where, obviously he's been hurt most of the year. It's been disappointing at times, him not being healthy.
Yep.
So, I mean, what better way to come in now when it matters most at the end of the year and make a contribution, right? I just hope that it does happen, right? Because we have seen Sasaki have some tough moments this year because he is a rookie pitcher, right? I mean, this guy's never pitched in Major League Baseball. So I just hope it just all works out, right? Because we can't be too surprised if Roki comes in and, he gives up 3 runs or something, right? I mean, we cannot be that shocked because this guy is a rookie pitcher.
Yeah. Okay, and fair enough. I can agree with that for sure. But you know what? He's pitched in big situations too, though, so you still got to look at it. It's not like he's coming from just some small field somewhere and he's playing. That dude has played in the big market in Japan. And so, yeah, it's not MLB, but he just needs to get his dominance. He needs to get his confidence, and maybe one inning at a time is the best way to inch him into it to where he feels comfortable. And how much of a last laugh will he have against all the other teams who are laughing that the Dodgers paid the money they paid for him?
Yeah.
Like, Dodgers paid money for that dude.
Yeah, they did.
Right? And then a lot of people are making fun. Oh, look at that. See, that was the biggest waste of money. Padres fans. Oh, I'm glad we didn't get him. Okay, got it, right? I'm glad, okay.
Oh, how does it feel to be a Padre fan this morning? I mean, come on. I mean, you had a big shot yesterday to win and put pressure on the Dodgers, and they choked again. And I was talking to my dad. He's like, the Padres always choke. They've been choking for 50, 60 years, and it's true.
But they sure know how to celebrate, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Like, you look at like, hey, guys, settle down, man. You're the 16th, okay? You're not one of the top seeds.
I know, that was crazy. Come on, was it like Monday or Tuesday when they clinched? They were having like a World Series celebration. What was up with that? Come on.
The memes that I saw after that were so funny. Like,
what's going on with it? I don't get it, man. I mean, we should ask because we have the Padres Digest as well. We got to ask those guys, what's up with the celebrations? It'd be funny to get their take on that. Because
I can tell you why.
Well, what is it?
Because that's the only one they're gonna get. That's the only.
That's it, right?
Like, this is it. This is our World Series. We made the postseason. Yeah, we're gonna flame out in one series, but
Yeah.
this is a celebration that we're gonna really have right now.
I mean, what are the chances? What are the realistic chances that the Padres actually win the wild card round? I mean, they're little to none, right? Going on the road to Chicago, I mean, it's going to be really tough for them to win, I think.
Yeah, you don't know what Padres team's going to show up. I mean, some could say that about the Dodgers too, as well.
Well, the difference with the Dodgers is we are playing at home. I mean, that's the Dodgers. Now we're going to talk more about this, I'm sure, on Monday when we know exactly who they're going to play. But we got to bring it up now. I mean, the Dodgers have to win the wild card round. There's no excuse around that.
Yeah,
best of three at home. Come on, there's no excuse.
And it looks like, to me, I feel like Dodgers are going to be taking on the Mets. As of today, it shows the Dodgers would face the Mets. But the Reds are only one game back right now from
and the D-backs.
But
Reds are 2 back and D-backs are 1 back.
But here's the deal. Mets face Miami for 3 at the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
So that should be an easy deal for them. But the Reds face the Brewers for 3 at the end of the season.
Yeah. So no, is it the D-backs are a game back right now, right? Because the Mets lost as well yesterday. The D-backs had a chance to basically be tied with the Mets last night, and they lost, so they're a game back. And the Reds also lost as well, so they're a couple back, right?
So we were the postseason roster was showing, or the postseason bracket yesterday was showing us facing the Reds, but as of today, it switched back to New York, so it's back to the Mets now.
Okay.
So, but like I said, Mets have 1 against the Cubs, 3 against Miami. Reds have 1 against Pittsburgh and 3 against the Brewers. So the Reds have a tougher go at trying to get that spot away from the Mets to face the Dodgers in that wild card round.
Yeah, Reds play like in an hour against Pittsburgh, an early game in Cincinnati. And then, Mets playing the Cubs tonight out in Wrigley. And then, of course, D-backs playing the Dodgers. So, all 3 games are super important for the National League wild card. The D-backs have the tiebreaker over the Mets as well. I was seeing that, so that's key. So I mean, it's way up in the air who we're gonna play, right? I mean, I think the Mets losing yesterday kind of changed things. Like, they lost pretty bad too against Chicago.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they bounce back today. But out of those 3 teams, I mean, come on, I think it's obvious we want to face the Reds, right? I mean, that would be a great series. That would be kind of easy for us, I think. Reds and Dodgers, come on. There's no way the Reds can beat the Dodgers.
I would pick the Reds as the best team to face for the Dodgers' chances. I think you face the Reds. And then my second best guess would be the Mets.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see them face. So between those 2 teams, and to me it looks like you're facing one of them. And Mets could really do something. Mets could do something today by beating the Cubs at their last meeting before they take on Miami for 3 games. That would be huge for the Mets, because Cubs are going to be harder to beat than Miami. Then you take that win and 3 against Miami. I feel like we're going to be facing the Mets in the first round for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I don't think the Reds are going to get it done. They've lost the last couple games against the Pirates at home. And the Pirates are a non-playoff team. It was a tough extra inning loss yesterday. I was watching the end of that one, and it was a bad loss for them. So I don't think the Reds are going to get it done. But I don't know. I still think the D-backs have a shot. Especially, the D-backs are not playing bad right now. I mean, they beat the Dodgers in Game 1, and they almost beat them yesterday, and it's still yet to be seen if they're going to win today. So the D-backs, out of those 3 teams, are playing the best, though. That's right. Yeah, that's where you are a little bit, and they're going to be playing a team that's already clinched this weekend, the Brewers.
Well, you talk about the Dodgers taking the loss to them in the first one, but we helped them take that win.
Yeah,
so
gave it to them. Yeah,
I mean, we literally gave them that win. I mean, they don't have a good hitting performance if they don't be given that win.
Yeah. That's the thing. You're right. The D-backs are playing good, though. And I think if the Dodgers do play the D-backs next week, it is going to be a dogfight, I think. It's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be an easy series. Even though it's a Dodgers stadium, right? People will say, well, it's in L.A. The Dodgers are one of the best teams at home this year. I think the D-backs, for some reason, just play different when they play L.A. It's just, I don't know what it is.
Well, if the Dodgers, which they should, take care of them today, I think that pretty much,
that's big.
Done.
Yeah, well, it depends what the Mets do tonight, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be hard for them to get back into that mix, but we'll see. But Dodgers just need to take care of themselves and take care of the win. That's for sure.
Yeah, because Dodgers-Mets would be, I think, an interesting series, L.A., New York. And the Dodgers have had the Mets number all year because the Mets don't have good pitching. They have Juan Soto, right? But I mean, I'm just saying they don't have the pitching, and the Dodgers can jump on that early.
Yep, and that's why we want them to face either the Reds or the Mets. So that looks like it's going to line up. What does Craig say? One of these starters will close if the Dodgers make it to the World Series. I guarantee he's right. One of those starters will close the game out for the Dodgers. It's going to be a starter on the mound that's going to close the game. If it's a World Series win, I just feel like it's going to be the case of Walker Buehler again.
Yeah.
Here's rumor. Spencer says that, Brad J., what's your take on Steve Garvey not being in the Hall of Fame? What's your take on that, Mike?
Oh man, I mean, there's no reason why Steve Garvey is not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, Steve Garvey should have been in the Hall of Fame years ago, right? I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Why I think?
Why?
Because if he never was the Padres, that just tarnished his career right there.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
That's why you don't go to the Padres right there.
Yeah.
Steve Garvey went to the Padres. Look where that got him, bro.
Yeah.
He is not in the Hall of Fame.
But what was the story behind that, though? Why did Steve Garvey go to San Diego? I mean, was it money, or what was that about?
I can't even remember the reason, but I remember being, as a kid, just being like, what? Because he was just a hero. Like,
yeah.
Nobody batted the way he did. The way he would stand, like the most unorthodox way to stand at the plate, looks just uncomfortable. Just like, how can you even hit a ball like that? No, huge fan of Steve Garvey, man. I like that guy.
Yeah, I mean, and then, Steve Garvey too. I mean, 1981. I mean, come on, he was one of the most important players for that team, and then also 77 and 78, right? I mean, this guy went to 3 World Series with LA, and went to the World Series with the Cubs in '84. Let's not forget that. Went to the World Series with the Padres in '84, right?
Yep.
Remember they beat the Cubs in the NLCS, and then got swept by Detroit. But I mean, he went to 4 World Series as a player. So one of the best players in baseball.
Kirk Gibson was on that Detroit Tiger team at that point.
He was, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
that was undoubtedly the best ever the Padres have ever done. So they have to live on that.
And in '98, right? Went to the World Series then. Yeah.
Just like Seattle has the one year that they can celebrate too as well, and that's really it.
I mean, Seattle's worse though, because they've never been to the World Series.
Yes,
that's worse, man.
And that's a shame because, man, having Junior, like, I was always a fan of Griffey, so I always wanted to see that guy do good. He was one of the guys that to be able to see him play live was amazing stuff. All right, here's Sane Retro, a Cardinals fan. All right,
oh
Cardinals
wow.
fan here. I'll be rooting for the Dodgers. Question: is Sasaki going to be a closer in the postseason? Probably in Scott's spot. Mike, answer that. What do you think?
Well, thanks a lot, Sane. Appreciate St. Louis Cardinals. I've always been a big fan of St. Louis, Missouri. It's an awesome city, so appreciate you tuning in.
And thanks for Tommy Edman.
Thanks for Tommy Edman. Thanks for the trade. I'm sure you're regretting that trade, but anyway, I think Sasaki being a closer, boy. I mean, he's a rookie pitcher. I mean, that I would say no. I'm going to say no on that one.
I'm not all the way no. The reason I'm not all the way no is because he's got velo. He's got velocity. The dude can throw hard, and I always feel like one of the things that a closer has to do, he has to be able to throw hard, but he has to be able to change the speed, and I feel like he can do that. So I'd like to see it happen, not the permanent closer, but more of a surprise closer role.
We got Tim Rash saying Dodgers need to hit. If they hit, nobody is going to beat them. That's right. And score enough runs so our bullpen cannot throw it away. I mean, you have to give it to Tim right there. If the Dodgers hit the way that they're supposed to hit, nobody's going to beat this team. And we're going to be World Series champions in 2025 because the Dodgers have the best offense in baseball. There's no doubt about it.
You know, the Dodgers, if they hit the way they started the game yesterday, that's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Ohtani comes up, cracks a triple, Mookie knocks him in. That's just the beginning. That's why the team is set up the way it is. Shohei gets on, he does whatever, Mookie brings him in. I mean, if the Dodgers continue to do and play that kind of baseball, I mean, that's the way to go. Look at Arizona trying to play small ball every time in those extra innings. You see that? Always bunt. Gonna go bunt. How many times do you see the Dodgers go for that?
Yeah, I mean, the offense, like I said, has to be on point. Got to score runs. The pitching, the Dodgers have a good starting pitching now with all the guys coming back. So all the pieces are starting, to come back for them to go deep in the playoffs. It's just a matter of executing, right? And also I think it's a matter of, how they do probably against the Phillies, right? Because the Dodgers, get through the first round here in the wild card. It's looking like the Phillies are going to be number 2. And then it's just going to be that series is probably going to decide the whole season, right? Because, if the Dodgers get through that, I think they win it all. I think that's going to be the World Series right there, I think.
Well, what's given me encouragement is the way I've seen Phillies stumble a little bit, Brewers stumble a little bit. So they're not like these juggernauts that are like these teams that can't be beat. They're playing ball, and you're like, okay, these guys can be beat.
They're not Seattle. Seattle's won 15 of the last 16 games. Those guys.
It'll be good to see how we stack up against them, even though it's not going to count by then.
Yeah.
Here's one from Los Doyers and Lakers. He says, Shohei needs to be a closer, not a starter. Okay, so if he's not a starter, who are your 3 starters in playoffs? Is it going to be Yamamoto, Snell, and Glasnow? Those are your 3 guys. And so then that would free him up to be a closer?
No. I think the way Shohei has looked the last 2 starts, he's looked like one of the best starters in baseball. The last 2 starts, Ohtani's unhittable, right? He's got. The way he's pitching now, I think he's passed the audition, right? I had my doubts about him, but the last 2 starts, come on, this guy has to be. I'll put him game 1 next Tuesday. Why not?
Okay. So who are your 3 starters for postseason?
I would say it's got to be Ohtani, Snell, and Glasnow. Those are my 3.
Not Yamamoto.
Well, you're talking about next week. You're talking about the wild card round.
I'm talking going into wild card. You usually are going to go with 3 starters.
Yeah.
Who would your starters be? So would you go
Ohtani, Snell, and Yamamoto? I think. Yeah.
So we both agree on Snell, no matter what. We both agree on Yamamoto. Is Ohtani that guy? Then?
He has to be.
Over Glasnow, over Sheehan?
Yeah, he has to be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, no, because the last 2 starts, Ohtani has looked too good to not be over Glasnow, and she has looked too good too. Glasnow's the one.
Yes, he has.
Glasnow's the one that you expect would be pitching better, but he's not. And he's looked good. I'm not saying he's pitching bad, but I'm just saying there has been some concerns with Glasnow, injuries and all that. But Ohtani has to be a starter. Come on, look at the last 2 starts. He was pitching a no-hitter the game before, Tuesday, right? Pitching a no-hitter. So
then Craig fires up on this one. He goes, I don't think the Dodgers trust Glasnow 100%. Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, I hope that's not. No, I hope it's not the case, Brad, because we gave this guy a long contract. Come on.
I'm saying for your top 3 guys, like I said, if you're going into postseason, you're usually playing with 3 starters.
But I don't know if we're gonna. No, I don't think we're gonna. Do you really think the Dodgers are gonna stick by that, though? I think we're gonna try to use 4.
No,
we're gonna use 4.
Yeah, I think they're going to do something completely different.
I don't think they're going to go by 3 here because Ohtani is a limited guy. He's not – he obviously is a starter and a hitter, but I'm just saying he's not – he has to be limited in some ways, right, because he does play every day. So I think they're going to go with 4 starters. And I think, the Dodgers, I hope, trust Glasnow 100%. They gave him a long contract, and we got to hope that he pitches good here because Glasnow didn't get a chance to play in the playoffs last year, right? So this is his time – to really show that he belongs here. I really think so.
Okay, so look, with the recent bullpen struggles, we give you the keys to the bullpen. How would you change it? What would you change in the bullpen right now?
Well, I would definitely leave Tanner Scott and probably Blake Tryon as well off the roster. And Who do I put in the bullpen instead? I would put Kershaw's going in for sure, right? Kershaw and Sasaki. Those 2 guys take the bullpen spots. Right there. We lost you, Brad. But yeah, I would say those 2 guys would go in for like I mentioned.
Wouldn't you?
I think we're losing you, Brad. I think you're back now.
No.
You're back, I think. You're back. You're back.
Shoddy internet. Yeah, I love it. It's just, I still think Shohei could really make a difference out of the bullpen. I'm not saying not make him a starter, only put him in the bullpen. I'm not saying that because you lose his at bat if you have to take him out. I get all that. But I'm saying in a gnarly clutch situation where you freaking need someone to just shut it down, I don't think he's a bad choice for that.
But let's say he starts like Game 5 of the NLCS, and then it's Game 7, and they need a situation like that. Do you put him in just 2 days after he started a game.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
And then the next series starts in a couple of days. I mean, that's the thing, though. Do you overuse Ohtani in that situation?
This goes back to how many starters they're going to use. What are they going to do? Are they going to go to a four-starter rotation?
I would say so. Yeah. I think a 4-man would be the best way to go. I think the Dodgers have, a different situation than all the other teams because they have Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani is a guy that is still in some ways limited, right? He's not going to probably pass 80 pitches, right? I mean, 80, maybe 90 he gets to, but 90 is kind of pushing it, right? I think it's going to stick around 75, 80, especially in the playoffs. The pitches they're high-pressure pitches. I mean, it's the playoffs. Come on. So I don't think the Dodgers are going to throw him out. Like, look at Blake Snell. I mean, Blake Snell is going to go as deep as he wants. I mean, he literally told Roberts to, go back and sit down the other day. So Snell is a guy that's going to be going 100, 105 every start if he wants to, I think.
Do you still see any other pitchers trying to do that too as well? Like, no. Snell sat you down, Doc. I got this, man. Let me finish it up.
I want to see Yamamoto do that because Yamamoto is one of those guys that, think about it. He was so close to throwing a no-hitter just weeks ago, and he's the kind of guy that could throw a complete game. He can. He's capable. Yamamoto's capable of throwing a complete game if he really, really had to. I think he can.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, here's one. Craig says it's up to Ohtani. He runs the show. Do you think it's up to Ohtani where he plays? I mean,
no, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think he doesn't. No,
he's not going to go. Hey, Doc, I'm feeling like I'm going to need to come out of the bullpen today. He's not going to say that.
No, I don't think Ohtani runs the show because if he did, he would be pitching more. I don't think he'd be limited. I don't think Ohtani likes to be throwing only 80 pitches a game. He wants to throw a full start. I mean. So I think the Dodgers definitely run the decisions here. The front office and Roberts make these decisions together. And Ohtani is limited. And that's why the Dodgers have to kind of play it different than everybody else. And the bullpen, once again, has to be good. Or you have to have Kershaw and Snell be those two guys, I think. Oh, Brad's gone. But yeah. I think you're coming back.
Dude, I have too many trees around my house. I can't get my Starlink to work right.
You're back now.
Oh man, this is horrible. My Starlink sucks. Hey, Ray Guzman says bullpen should be Kershaw, Sasaki, Robleski, Kasperius, Klein, Vesia. Get rid of T. Scott, Yates, and Trinan.
Wow, that's a big. That would be controversial. If they had all three of them off the roster. I mean, Yates, not 100%, but Scott and Trinan, both off the roster. Imagine that.
Well, now, maybe Scott off, but I feel like Dave's going to put Trinan on there.
What happens if all three guys end up being on the roster, though? I mean, we're all thinking like, no, they're going to leave Scott off. When is it they end up putting Scott on the roster?
What's the number? Is it 13 pitchers or is it 13? And Shohei doesn't count towards that because
he's a starter. Player. Yeah.
So I can't remember the numbers. At 13, someone's going to fire that off.
Yeah, but I mean, what does it end up leaving Scott on the roster? I mean, it can't happen. Can't rule that out.
What do they do? And where does he go? I mean, if Dodgers are shellacking somebody, then he gets him out there and just lets him have fun. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, what else we got? And then Ray's talking about how the starting rotation. He's got Snell, Yamamoto, Ohtani, Sheehan, and Glasnow. Five. I don't know if they're going to use 5 guys. I think 4.
I don't think they. I don't think they would do. Would they do 5?
I don't think so.
5.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 4. But yeah, I mean, Sheehan is still capable of starting, right? Injury, you never know, right? Yep. I think Emmett is clearly he's proven that Emmett Sheehan is a Major League Baseball pitcher. There's no doubt about it.
100%.
It's what he is. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He basically did what Bobby Miller couldn't do, right? And that's why Bobby Miller's now with the big club, because Emmett Sheehan is clearly better than Bobby Miller.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Bobby Miller fans. We always get little messages.
But
bring back Bobby Miller.
I know, but he's not a Major League Baseball pitcher. I mean, he's had many chances, and he didn't pass the audition. And Emmett Sheehan's a guy. He's got to be he's the best prospect the Dodgers have, along with River Ryan, who of course is hurt right now. But I think River and Emmett are the 2 guys that are going to eventually be the future of the Dodgers starting rotation. That's my prediction in 2025.
I like it. I like your prediction. Tim Rash says, hey, Yates needs to retire. he is done. Scott needs to see a shrink, and Roberts needs to let the starters go as deep as they can. Tim Rash coming in hot right now.
I mean, I would kind of agree with the Yates needs to retire. He's looking like it's the end of his career. And yeah, Scott is like, I mean, I said it the other day. I don't think Scott's going to play with the Dodgers next year. I mean, unless he has a great playoffs, I don't think we're going to see this guy next year. I really don't think so. Yeah,
something's going on with that. Yeah,
I think he's gone.
Scott, and do you see it? Do you see the look in his face when it goes wrong for him? Like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't. It's not like, okay, I got this, I can do it. So, and then Donovan Delgado says, "How would you know if Trinan got it back?" Well, I mean, he did come in and handle himself yesterday. That's good.
Yeah.
I think. How would you know if Trinan comes in 3 times maybe and does really good? I think you can kind of say he's somewhat back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Trinan has been so inconsistent this year. I'm not sure if Trinan is 100% right now either. He's had the injury this year, and I think that might be affecting him because, yeah, it's just been too inconsistent. But I don't know. I think the Dodgers are probably going to, put him on the roster, I think. They will because he pitched so well last year in the playoffs that it's hard not to remember. See, Yates and Scott are new guys, right? But Trinan is a World Series champion. This guy played for us last year. So I think the Dodgers are going to take that into account.
He knows the big moments. He's been in the big moments, so he can deal
along with
it,
Vesia, too. Alex Vesia, same thing.
I mean, look, we give Kiké a pass and say he doesn't have to play well during the regular season. He just needs to step up in the postseason.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of do the same thing there, so why not, right?
Yeah, so those two guys, I think, are gonna get that chance because of that situation. But what about this other question here from I like this question here from Sane, Cardinals fan. What do you think about the Dodgers acquiring Nolan Arenado? Right? I mean, that would be another trade between the Cardinals and the Dodgers, and I don't know, you guys don't want to trade him to us. That's why he's not with LA, because the Cardinals don't want to trade him to the Dodgers. It's not because the Dodgers don't want him, or it's not because Nolan doesn't want to come here. It's because St. Louis does not want to trade with the Dodgers. That's why.
But love to see him get there. It's going to be dicey on how the whole Max Muncy thing ends.
It is.
Because he's so much part of the Dodgers for so long. But, I mean, that only counts for so long. And if you're not producing or if you need to change then they're going to make the changes. So I just don't. Do you count? If you're the Dodgers, you're not counting on Muncy to be the guy to carry you through all next year too, are you?
Yeah.
I mean,
no.
I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah. See, the thing is though, when it comes to Nolan Arenado or Max Muncy or any of these guys, or even Tanner Scott with offseason decisions, it all has to do with how the Dodgers end this year. Right? If the Dodgers win the World Series, then, we're not going to probably be talking about this. The Dodgers are probably going to keep a lot of guys, and that's it. I don't think they're going to make as much changes this offseason if they win the World Series. But if they don't win the World Series, or if it's an early playoff exit, then it's going to be crazy, right? Because I do think the Dodgers are going to make changes because this team is expected to win the World Series. There's the expectation going into I want everybody to remember that. The expectation with this team still is to win the World Series. I know some people are saying, no, Mike, this team sucks now, or they've only won 88 games or whatever, and they're not going to win this year. No, the expectation is still World Series or bust. I don't know if you see it that way, Brad.
I 100% see it that way. I look back to, 87, 88, back-to-back championships for the Lakers.
Yeah.
They win the first one on the podium. After collecting their award, they said they're coming back to win it again next year. And so they backed it up. The Dodgers made the moves to be World Series championships multiple years, and that's anything else below a World Series championship is not what they wanted. So there'll be massive shakeups.
Yeah.
Believe me, if they were eliminated, which I don't believe is going to happen, but if they got eliminated, there will be some shakeup on the team for sure. And maybe it's a Doc issue. Maybe they do.
I don't know if we should talk about that. Let's not talk about it. Yeah, let's keep Dave Roberts the next few weeks and win a World Series. But yeah, come on, guys. I mean, I feel like the fans sometimes we have to expect the Dodgers to win the World Series. We can't be excusing the Dodgers here and saying, oh, they had injuries or this team is not as good. Because there's some people out there saying this team is gonna roll over and lose or it's done. Come on, this team is they got to think World Series now. Even though they're the third best team in the National League, that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because if you watch, like I said, enough baseball games, so many crazy things happen in baseball. And this season could be one of those, just buckle the seatbelt and come along for the ride.
We got a comment here, of course.
Dude, we have a lot of comments.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to get to everybody, but we appreciate the support. Big R saying there's no way they're firing Dave Roberts. No way it won't happen. Boy, it's September 25th. I wish we could screenshot that, but this guy's saying no way. No way. All right, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not gonna agree. I still have my doubts. I don't know.
I kind of agree with Big R. I think
really.
They know what they have with Dave.
I don't know.
Freeman and Gomes, they know what they have, and they want him to be the guy that they can actually, not that he doesn't make the decisions, but they want to be able to have input. They don't want to have a stubborn guy. So I think Doc is probably not going to go anywhere. I kind of have to agree with Big R. Not saying he shouldn't. Not saying I'm 100% into this, but I'm saying I don't think he will, just like Big R says here.
Yeah, I'm going to wait until next week. I think next couple weeks, wild card round, NLDS, because that's right. I mean, come on.
Hold up here.
Yeah.
Time out. Raider Man did not just fire shots right now.
What did he say?
Raider Man goes, well. If it isn't the two biggest Dodger cheerleaders, LOL, still think the bullpen were going far? Asking for a friend. Raider Man, that's why you're off.
Yeah, man. That's awesome, man. Come on.
Because you come in with takes like that.
Yeah.
Look, okay. Dodger cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Even if NFL is letting male cheerleaders in.
Yeah. Baseball doesn't have cheerleaders, right?
Yeah, it does.
Well, no, I think San Diego does. I think they do. I remember.
I think they
it wasn't the girl that was with Trevor Bauer. She was a Padres cheerleader, wasn't she?
Yeah, like a fan patrol or something like that. Look, when for 5 years I worked for that organization and DJ'd every single home game, so many games in a row. When you do so many games and you're at so many, you learn to be numb to the losses and try to point out the positive. And I tried to say this to Raider Man in a comment the other day, but it really is like that. The first time when I first started working for him, and I remember when we would lose and I'd wrap my headphones up, and I would drive home literally ticked off for an hour drive back to Ventura to my house after a Dodger game. And I hated it. And so some of the guys that have been there a long time were like, hey, man, you gotta adjust and don't take the losses so personally.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I'm at. Yes, I'm a Dodger cheerleader to a point because I want the Dodgers to win, and I'll always support it. And I'll always keep it real and say, look, the bottom line is winning the series. And I always have said that. You can never deny that I've ever said it's always about winning the series. 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. The Dodgers are in the chance to do that today by getting the win. They're going to pick it up and get the series. 2 out of 3. That's what you're supposed to do. So don't get worked up over a single loss. Just keep moving forward. And yeah, the bullpen has sucked. You're right, Raider Man.
Yeah.
But there's options. Look, we showed you options last night. Sasaki, Kershaw, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Is that not
yeah. I mean, we got options to put it all together. And today is a huge day, right? I mean, the Dodgers have to close out the series and close out the division, right? And pop the champagne this afternoon out in Arizona. But yeah, we want to thank everybody who's been hopping on. Yeah, 12:30 start, Craig. Yeah, don't forget everybody.
Thanks,
game's in 3.5 hours, so don't forget and make sure to watch the game. Even if you're at work, there's ways to watch it, so don't miss it. But anyway, thank everybody for tuning in today. Make sure to subscribe if you're seeing this for the first time. We even got some people out in St. Louis watching, so appreciate that all around the world. And yeah, I don't know if you have anything else, Brad, before we wrap it up.
Oh, no, I do, definitely. Hey, you got to look at it this way. A win today wins the series against Arizona. It also wins the West for the Dodgers, takes care of this too as well. It all needs to happen today. The one thing the Dodgers have to do, which they have not been doing, is support Yamamoto with some offense. So I'm sending out the good mojo to the Dodgers there and their bats to come alive and get some hits against Yamamoto. And you have to do it always as you go through the day. Think Dodger blue and let's go Dodgers.
Let's go Dodgers.